Hi. This skill is probably one of the most important that is kind of getting neglected often. After this day, you will be able to say, I can't talk right now, but I don't want to. Everything gets together like a puzzle. Hi everyone, Happy New Year. My name is Yaroslava. I wanted to talk about how to learn Russian very fast, like in 7 days. I collected and accumulated in this method some of my favorite practices, techniques. So instead of spending tons of hours to understand some Russian at first, or to understand if you really want to learn it, if you really want to invest this much time, like hours and hundreds of hours to study in the language, to understand if you really like it. So this guide is very practical to speak in. And after this 7-day challenge, after these 7 days, you will be able to participate in a conversation, and you gonna have nice solid base for further growth, for further studying. And obviously I want to show off with my methods and with my practices and techniques, and you can use these practices further. You can download this workbook for free in a link in description. And I just don't want to repeat myself. I don't want to read what I already wrote in this workbook. So in this video, I just want to explain the method, explain the meaning behind it, the science behind it, some stories behind it, why I chose this or that. So you can download it right now and let me introduce the method, okay? Every day for 7 days plus 1 day for preparation, you will need about 40-60 minutes a day. This workbook is the thing that I'm very proud of. It's very personalized. This workbook is very personalized, and it's focused on learning only important things and only things that you need to know. And the goal after accomplishing these 7 days is to be able to improvise in Russian, how to talk about yourself, to understand some spoken Russian, and how Russian language works in general, and to use it this spring. I was in Turkey and I wanted to learn some Turkish, right? So I made a challenge for myself to learn Turkish in 30 days, and I didn't. To be honest, I just stopped doing that after probably 10th day, but practices that I've been using that time were very effective. They were based on journaling practices that every day you're writing something about yourself and implement grammatical structures. The main point behind it was to find the vocabulary and structures that I need. I took this idea of learning only things that you need to use and being proactive in the process of studying. I took this from that Turkish experiment and polished it, made it shorter, just because it was so complicated for me to focus for the whole month. I think 7 days is a reasonable amount of time to make this experiment. And also because the method, the practices, the approach that you will be using if you want to learn some language in 7 days or in 1 month or a year, or it's your not time bound project, it's very different. What will work for long-term project of learning language to a very short-term and very intense form, it's just two different things. I know sometimes for me it's very complicated to stay focused even for a week. That's why I also added reflecting practices. It's 7 day plus 1 to prepare everything beforehand. For example, if you just don't know any Russian yet, on day 0 you have to learn alphabet. It's crucial. There's plenty of materials on that. So just spend the first day on getting very familiar and very confident and very comfortable with alphabet. Day 0 is perfect for that. Then you need to prepare materials. From the first day, we will be watching videos in Russian. And so on day 0, you need to pick a TV show you will be watching every day. And I know it's kind of controversial, but I'm pretty sure the faster you start exposing yourself to native speech, the better. My recommendation for this challenge is to watch on or TV show in Russian, which is called Yaralash. This show is about school life and kids. One episode is up to 5 minutes long, so you won't get tired. And kids, young actors, they're speaking just like that.
Хорошо.
Everything will be very clear. And on YouTube, you can find them with Russian subtitles, which is perfect. Also, please find a time when you will be doing that. I have so many failed challenges and failed things just because I didn't find time for that. My recommendation is to put this lesson somewhere in the first part of your day. Let's be realistic. We all have things to do in the evening, okay? And it's very easy to forget. So the earlier the better. The day zero is just needed to set the structure. So on the first day, your brain don't need to make all of these decisions, right? Brain loves doing things that easy to understand. If your brain understands what you want from it. And to keep your brain very familiar with the process, each day is designed kind of similarly. It has very different content, but it's designed kind of similarly. We're working with a small part of theory, then searching the relevant to your vocabulary and sentence building. It's super important, I think. This skill is probably one of the most important that is kind of getting neglected often. And the fourth part in every lesson is watching video and searching for the theory that we will be talking about in this video. And you have questions that you need to focus on while you're watching. And the fifth is reflection. And I used to hate reflection before, to be honest. I used to think it's a waste of time. But sadly, it's probably one of the greatest instruments to keep learning. I think it's better to spend 5 minutes to think on your progress and adjust the process to work than save this 5 minutes and to stop learning at all. So it's very important to reflect, and you will have this guide. All these steps will be accumulating one on another from the first day till the seventh day. And I hope it will give you very smooth experience where you feel that things that you learn is really useful and not just a waste of time. So I was trying to structure this workbook this way, where everything gets together like a puzzle. I hope you already got your workbook and you can check it with me. And now I just want to shortly introduce these days. The day one is about showing you that you don't need to know everything. You need to know only things that you want to know, especially in the beginning. On the first day, we are setting goals to see what exactly you want to achieve when you finish the first two exercises. I hope you will see that studying the language is not something super complicated. It's basically just sets of objectives that you need to cover one by one. And on the day one, you will find these guidelines that will just keep you through the 7 day challenge and hopefully further the first time when you're watching a video in Russian. It probably will be complete gibberish. It reminds me when I was studying French. I was studying French when I was in school for not long period of time, and I've been studying French for a year, I think so, or half a year, don't remember, in university, and I just couldn't understand what people saying. I just couldn't understand where and when one sentence ends and another sentence starts, where one word ends and another starts. It was just terrible. I want for you, from the day one, to work on this gibberish and to make this spoken Russian comprehensible for you. You will be finding these goals that you want to achieve in this video. Your goals are kind of simple, to be honest. It's probably just to ask and give basic information, talk about your hobbies, share opinions if you like something or not, act socially, be nice to people. After day 1, you'll have the list of these guidelines, and you're gonna start your journey with the help of authentic Russian materials. Isn't it amazing? Day 2, I want to show you that Russian language is not something isolated from other languages. We have a lot of words, borrowed words from other languages. It's the common process, most natural process in the world, that languages are getting enriched and expanded by other languages. So in Russian, we have a lot of words from French, Italian, German, English. Obviously, if you're watching this video in English, you like you're covered. When you just beginning learning Russian, this list of borrowed words will be very great source for you to find vocabulary, to find words that you want to use. And after the day 1, you will make sentences. On a day 3, you're gonna start to speak about verbs. You can't speak language if you don't know verbs, because without verbs you can't make the story. I will introduce you 5 essential verbs that can cover 80% of your needs, and I will give you the way how to remember them and how to remember the first conjugations, the first person conjugation in Russian. I'm gonna add words from the second day to this day, supporting all of that, obviously, with watching the video and reflecting. The next day, day 4, can you believe that? It's already the middle of this challenge. We're gonna master verbs. You're gonna get more important verbs, and you're gonna find verbs that you need in your life. For example, I love to run, so I need this verb to talk about my hobbies and my life. Or if you're a singer and you love to sing, you need this word to sing, but with a basic study path, books, workbooks, you're gonna learn this word in a couple of months probably. And here you're gonna learn it on a day 4 already. So isn't it amazing? So I think that's the beauty of this process. Day 5 is about asking questions. I think you can survive in any country only if you know question words. I sincerely believe that. And all these words, all these materials that you already got from day 1, 2, 3, 4, you can use on day 5 to ask questions and to interact socially, to have a conversation with a Russian speaking person, and to get asked and to get answers. And when you will be watching a video, you will understand that it's not always necessary to reply with the full sentences. You will understand how to answer questions, but in a short and probably more native way, so which is also nice. Day 6 is very important. We're gonna learn how to combine the sentences to be able to express more complex, more complicated meanings, right, with the words that you only knew. After this day, you will be able to say, for example, I can't talk right now, but I don't want to. I know who works here. Or I think you don't know this movie. Or do you know where I live? Or I love when you speak Russian. You can hear that all these sentences, all these compound sentences are just made out of shorter, simple sentences. And when you put them together, you have very complex meaning. I think that's just amazing. On the day 7, day 7 probably is the most important. It's all the polite words. For now, you already watched 6 episodes, so you already heard all of these words. Thank you, please, привет, and so on. And you will be able to implement them into your conversation, not only to talk with you, but to talk with Russian people. For example, to impress your Russian friends. And on a day 7, we need to reflect what we've learned, what you are able to do, how did you change, how your perception of Russian language changed, and enjoy the result. I'm not gonna lie, I think it's great strategy, and I would love you to try it out. And if you have any questions, welcome to the comments. Happy New Year and great 7-day Russian language challenge.